Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog Hockey with us, head coach Bob Daniels. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Always good to be here, Rob.
This past week took on the Michigan State Spartans, and I know always fun for your guys to take on one of the in-state rivals here in non-league action.
Yeah, it was, and it was good hockey. I thought both games, either one could have gone the other direction. That's how close they were, and it is good. And the nice thing, we played our 5th game in a row on the road on Thursday night. The nice part about it, though, our last couple road trips have been very short, and so it's nice when we get these non-conference games against in-state rivals, and it reduces our travel. So a nice home-and-home series. We don't have those very often, and it's good. It's good for both programs.
As we go to some of the highlights, we'll start with Thursday's game down at Munn Ice Arena in East Lansing. You go on the road, and certainly a good performance here on the road to get the victory.
Yeah, we did have a solid performance, and one of the things we had going very well for us was our power play. I believe we scored 3 power play goals and an empty net goal on the night. Could have easily had another one right there, but we played a real solid game, real good road game. We didn't give them a whole lot of opportunities. You see there's our first goal on the power play. Mitch Maloney scores it. Anyways, our special teams were really the difference in the game on Thursday night.
Justin Kapelmaster gets the start in net for you, and again had another impressive game as he picked up his 3rd victory of the year.
Yeah, this is our 3rd win in 5 games and all on the road, and so I'm glad to see we're able to win games on the road. And it's important to be able to do. Now we've got to find a way to win games at home. It's the old saying, you want to split on the road and sweep at home. Well, we've got the road part down pat right now.
Bulldogs, after that goal from Gerald Mayhew, take a 2-0 lead, and then another one here makes it 3-0.
Yeah, this Joe Rutkowski scored his first career goal. He's got like 5 points in the last 4 games, and he's a very good defenseman. He's a good offensive defenseman. When he first started out with us, as a lot of young defensemen, he had to concentrate on one thing and one thing only, and that's playing good, solid defense. And you see the one goal Michigan State scores on the night. That's a really nice power play goal they get. But I'm really excited about the play we're getting from our 3 freshman defensemen.
Here, another big stop as you get the save here to keep it a 3-1 game.
Yeah, and Justin's playing very well in that. Obviously, he's a big kid. He's a load in the net. You can see him standing his ground right here. And he's played really well. He's 3-0 on the year and has been very deserving of that record.
They had some opportunities defensively, though. Did a pretty solid job, and then you'll get the empty netter here coming up shortly to make it 4-1.
Yeah, Corey Mackin scores it. It sounds funny, but that's a big goal. I think at that time there was about 1:10 to go in the game, and if they get the goal, it's 3-2. It's now all of a sudden it's panic city. But it's nice when you get the open net goal, seal the win at 4-1. And as I said, that capped off 5 straight on the road for us with a 3-2 record, and we were pretty happy at that point.
Kind of an interesting weekend. You played the Thursday night game, then you get the day off in between before you come back and play at home on Saturday night. How'd you handle that day off in between the 2 games?
It was odd, it reminded me more of what you'd find in pro hockey, having that off day. We didn't get back in, probably didn't get into our homes and our beds till about 1:30 on Friday morning, and we turned around and had to be on the ice at 10:15. That's when our scheduled practice time is. And we just basically went 45 minutes. There's not a lot you can do. We talked about some different things we wanted to do in the game on Saturday night. It was more of a walkthrough than anything else, and just a way to limber up. So we didn't do a whole lot. We watched a little video of the game from the night before, too. Just different things that we wanted to improve upon.
As we go to some of the highlights of Saturday's game, sellout crowd at the Aberglaven Ice Arena, and a tremendous environment again here for Bulldog Hockey.
Oh, it's unbelievable. What a great crowd it was. And we start off, we ended up building a 3-1 lead. I believe they scored the first goal on the night, but then, we come roaring back and take a 3-1 lead. This is a goal that was, they reviewed, said went in. The referee waved it off. I couldn't tell, but they said on review from the overhead camera, we're not privy to that angle here. They said it was definitely in. I trust the official on that.
Here come the Bulldogs right back, though. Andrew Mayer with the goal here as you tie back up.
Yeah, that's great to get that tie. And then eventually we're going to score another power play goal. And that's one thing that's really going well for us right now. Our power play is really clicking. Gerald Mayhew gets a 5-on-5 goal. Obviously a big one for us, and we take a 2-1 lead.
Gerald Mayhew, a guy that somehow seems to find the back of the net almost every game.
He's unbelievably talented. Here's the interesting stat. He is one of our primary penalty killers, and when he's on the ice when we're shorthanded, he's hasn't been on for a goal against but 1-4, so he's +1 when we're shorthanded. That tells you what kind of player he is.
Here, a great setup for Jared Van Wormer, makes it a 3-1 game.
Yeah, a nice feed and a nice finish. And at this point, we're feeling obviously pretty good about ourselves. They get another one back here on their power play. Potentially, you know, I thought Darren Smith got run into there. Then, you know, here we are, still 3-2 lead, 10 minutes to go in the game, and they score a face-off goal. Our centerman got beat clean. It's very difficult. And here was really an ill-advised pinch by our defenseman. Gives them a 2-on-1, and they convert on it, make it 4-3. We kept playing hard throughout the game, though, and we get a lot of good looks here with the goalie pulled. This is just the last 10 seconds, but we had the goalie pulled for about the last minute 15 and had a couple of really good looks, just couldn't find the back of the net.
Wild flurry here to end the game. Crowd was on its feet, though, certainly ready if Bulldogs would have scored right
Yeah,
there.
it would have been, you know, obviously you're hoping to tie it up and get it to overtime. But if we had, it wouldn't have broke my heart if we just saw some 3-on-3 hockey again. That would have been fun. I think the crowd would have gotten into it. But I give our guys credit. They battled right till the end there. The disappointment on it, like, you know, the downside of things is we did have a 3-1 lead. We should have been able to drive that home. And in some respects, we shot ourselves in the foot with some ill-advised penalties. I think we took like 4 in a row at one point. And that really steals the momentum. You've got a 3-1 lead. If you build it to 4, boy, it's pretty insurmountable. But instead of being able to tack on more goals, we end up killing a lot of penalties. And while we did a good job of killing, that takes away attack time for us.
This weekend, back into WCHA play, you take on a much improved Lake Superior State team.
Boy, do we ever. I mean, that is a team that's rolling. They're one of the most high-scoring teams in the country right now. They're very hard to keep off the board. And the bad news is they lost 2 this past weekend up at a very tough place to play at Michigan Tech. So we're not going to catch them, you know, off guard. It should be, you know, points right now are starting to become critical for us. And they're going to be critical for them as well. But they are a much improved team, and they're having really quite a year.
2 games here at home this weekend, then you get a weekend off over the Thanksgiving holiday. Just how important is this stretch here between now and the Christmas holiday?
Well, the break is going to be good for us. We haven't had a break. When we opened the very first week, and the first day we're allowed to be on the ice, we started with a 2-game series, and we haven't come up for air since, and we've played every single week. The break for Thanksgiving is going to be good for us, and then we come back. We play 2 at Huntsville and 2 at home against a very good Minnesota State team, and Huntsville's much improved. They swept us at home this year. So in the next 6 games, you know, we've got to find a way to get points. We've got to find a way under the win column. We've got to start moving up the standings, because our first goal every year is let's make the playoffs, then home ice, and then hopefully a championship.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs as you stay at home here to resume WCHA action against Lake Superior State this weekend.
Thank you, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.